Translate and Microsoft Translator. Right. Also, the use of LF aligner. All the steps we discussed last week will be very strongly relevant to the steps you are going to use both in your project, group project, and your midterm assignment. Today is the 4th week. I think I will upload the description of the midterm test next week. As I said just now, the assignment will look very much similar to the project. So as you can see on the screen, let me share the screen. I think I will switch off my camera for the time being because the connection is not stable here. Switch on the camera will, I think, make the connection much slower. Also, in addition to the camera, I think opening several tabs, because I'm going to share different files, so I need to open all the files at the same time. So again, that will make the connection much slower. So let me switch off my camera first. Oh, by the way, can you hear me well?
Yes, Prof.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We can hear you clearly.
Oh, good. Because the audio is sometimes problematic here. All right, switch off camera. Okay, so now let me share the screen. Here it is. Okay, this is the project, the quiz project, and the only project in the second half of this, in the first half of the semester. Okay, I'm not going to read the description again from the beginning, but I'm going to look at the steps here. So the source text will be several chapters from here, from the novel I have uploaded. I have uploaded in the second week, I guess. Second week. So 2 weeks ago, right? Basically, it's from the 6th chapter, the 6th chapter, 6th to 10th, the 6th to the 10th chapter. I will put it, I think, clearly in the description of the midterm assignment to be uploaded next week. But for your initial information, the chapters will be chapter 6 through chapter 10. So 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 5 chapters. Okay, and so it's a quite uh, uh, not perhaps quite. It's a very long text. So when you try to do the first step here, copy the source text. All right. So you need to copy chapter 6 to 10 to the Google Doc page. But I think we have learned so far that there is a kind of restriction in the use of Google Doc page to do the translation. Last time when we tried chapter 3, not not all not the whole chapter was translated by Google. Uh, uh, Microsoft Translator seems to be okay. I mean, so far there is no restriction about the number of pages to be translated in Microsoft Word. But I don't know. I have never tried to use the Microsoft Translator to translate 5 chapters. So maybe we can have a look at that kind of thing later, right? So here, copy the source text. Well, for your midterm assignment, of course, chapter 6 to 10 to a Google Doc page. So if it is impossible to do the translation in a Google Doc page for the whole pages at the same time, then I think you can split the chapters maybe into 10 parts. So one chapter perhaps can be divided into two parts. So 2 parts times 5 chapters. So it will be about 10 parts, right? So I think um, you can do it. I think to translate the text in the Google Doc page. Okay. So the step 1, copy the source text to a Google Doc page, perhaps can be revised into a copy or split the chapters into 2 parts. Split each of each of um, chapters into 2 parts, or perhaps um, uh, break it of the chapters into 2 parts, or divide the pages in each of the chapter into 2 parts to make possible to make it possible to for the Google Doc to translate the text, right? And the next thing is translate the text into Indonesian by using. Okay, so this is the example of the steps you might also take in your midterm examination. Okay, back to last week. Last week, activities. I think I want to make sure that everyone is familiar now to translate text in either Google Doc or Microsoft Word docs. Okay, so please raise your hand if you think you still have problem with the steps to translate the text from any language to the other language in either Google Doc or Microsoft Word. Which one you think you are not familiar, right? So as I said last week, you can do both. Yeah, if you think you want to compare both of them, Google Doc translation or Google Translate and Microsoft Word, Microsoft Translator, you can do both of them. By, for example, using the result given by LF Aligner. LF Aligner give a result something like this, column A and B, but you can modify the format into source, GT, Google Translate, Microsoft Translator, post-editing, review, right? Or you can add more feature here, group, for example. So the LF Aligner only give this if we give the input source text plus Google Translate output produced by Google Doc. So we have two texts. Okay. Of course, we can ask LF Aligner to also align the text in 3 columns. Okay, let me show you how. First, I need to prepare the text. Last week, we already had the text for the 3 of them. Okay. Let me go to the folder. Okay, here. So last week, we have Audrey in docs. We got this by copying Audrey in, where is EN, Audrey EN? Oh, here. We had this from Audrey EN text. How did we get this Audrey EN text? Well, just by copying the Audrey EN in Google Doc. So it's in one of the text here. Was it here? It's I think in week 3, right? Yeah. No. Oh, it's not here. Okay. But it must be somewhere in my drive here. It's here. Okay. This is Audrey EN. We can convert this Gtop file to text file. So if I open this one, this is what we have. Nine lines. So it's very easy. Copy, right? Okay. And open Notepad. On Mac, you can open TextEdit. So Notepad is here. You can open it and pass the copy. Select the copy, the selection to here. So this is the text file. Okay. Of course, we must um, uh, give the same name as the Gtop file for this one. Another a shortcut can be also done. I mean, we can just copy this directly to Microsoft Word. Let's open Microsoft Word because LFO Liner can take Microsoft Word docs as an input. I mean, an input file, right? So open a new page. Yeah. Then just pass the selection to this page. Okay. So we can, in order not to get, in order not to replace the previous file, I will change a little bit the file name. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm going to save it in the My Documents folder. Save as. Go to the folder here. I need to choose one of the name here, maybe Audrey, but add something to make it different from the existing one. And today is the 28th, right? 28. So September 28. Okay. Save. Right? Now we need to get the doc version, the Gdoc version here to be translated by by the Google Doc. So click Tools, click Tools, click Translate Document, and then change the name. Let's not in order not to replace the existing one. Maybe September 28. So the result will be the same type of file, the Gtop
Iya,
file.
pengen screen itu.
Okay.
Iya.
Indonesian. And then click Translate. Is there anything wrong there? Okay. So this is the result here. Where? This one. Okay. This is Indonesian now. Now let's do the same way as we did before. Copy, make a selection like this, copy, and then open another new Microsoft Word page. Yeah. New blank document. Right. Then paste. It's done. Okay. And save as. Okay. Save as. Well, in the same folder, document folder. Save as. Let me choose one. Okay. Here. We change EN into ID. Because it is Indonesian. I think I need to change the title, the name of the file, I mean. Maybe to make it, you know, okay, to make it different from Microsoft Word. If you want to combine the three files, so I will put here GT. Okay, GT. It means the translation is produced by Google Translate. So we have already got two files there. Now let's try to translate the English file before. So let's go to the English file here. Okay. We'll ask the Microsoft Word or Microsoft Translator to translate this. So we use the same source text for two different machine translations. So click Review, click Translate, and then Translate Document, and choose the language here. Oh, very quick! It's done. No, I don't even have a chance to have a look at the process. You know, it's already done very quickly. That's what happens. That's what happens to a very short file like this. If we have let's say 10 chapters, we can try later to find out whether Microsoft Word allows us to translate 10 chapters. Sorry, 5 chapters. So this is the translation. Let's save this file, save as in documents. Let's choose the same, almost the same name, almost, yeah, well, similar name with the previous one, the GT one here, right? But we need to change the GT here to MST, Microsoft Translator. MST. Good. So we have got 3 files here. We now ready to process, to get the 3 files aligned by using LF Aligner. So go to the folder where we keep the tools. Okay, that will be in week 3 here. I'm using my local drive folder here, so I can use run the program right from this folder. But if you want to be a little bit smarter, I mean, you can just move. You can just copy this folder. Okay, copy this folder to my documents. So go to my documents here, right? So you just copy the folder here by clicking paste. So we have got 1 copy of LF Aligner in the my documents folder. Now we don't have to move from one folder to the other folder to process or to get the program align in the files. So it's here. Just click the folder and we have the LF Aligner here, right? Choose this one, the executable file. This one is executable. So you just click this one, okay, and wait. Okay. So we are now having 3 Microsoft Word files. Last week we used 2 different types of files, text and Microsoft Word. As you can see here, this application can accept text, TXT, RTF. Okay, RTF is rich text format, like the text produced by Mac, by TextEdit, doc or docs file. So no problem. We can, I think, use the 3 files as the input files. So keep this default selection. Just click next. Okay, because we have 3 files, therefore we need 3 languages. We changed this option to become 3. Okay. So the first one is Singlish. Second one, let's choose Indonesian. Indonesian. Yeah. For the third one, maybe we can choose Malay. Just for the sake of name, to make it possible to run by in this program. Malay. Okay, we have Malay here. You can also have Japanese there, I think, like this one. Okay, Japanese. We have Japanese here. But the closest type of the languages is with Indonesian is, I think, Malay. So we choose Malay here. For the third file, we choose Malay. In fact, it's both Indonesian, right? For us, Indonesian here means the file created, the translation created by Google Translate, while the Malay file here means the Indonesian translation created by Microsoft Translator. That's what both these two language types mean to us, right? Click next. Now, we are ready to input the file. So for the English file, click Browse. We'll go to my documents here. It is by default, I think, is selected by LF Aligner. So where is it? English. Here it is. Audrey EN September 28. Okay, I'll click this one and then click open. Yeah, it's done for the first language. Now for the Indonesian file, click browse again. And let's find the Indonesian file. Audrey ID, this one, right? Because GT. So it must be this one. That's for the second file. Click open. Right. And then for the next file, browse, we go to the Microsoft version. Audrey must be this one. This is the name we gave to the Microsoft version of translation. Right? Just click this one, click open. Now it's done. We have got all the three files here, and then click next. Okay. So it's beautifully done by the program for English 9 lines, Indonesian, 4 becomes 9 segment numbers. This refers to segment numbers in English 49, in Indonesian 49, in Malay 49. So the note here, the segmenting seems to have gone well. So I'll use the sentence segmented text. Okay. Click next. Use the graphical editor? No, we don't need at this time, we don't need to edit the files. Generate an Excel and open it for reviewing? No, we are not going to review the output at the moment. So no review. Okay. But we need to select this option here, generate Excels in background up to review. Okay. We click this one because we want the Excel output is created by the program, by the application. Then click next. Do you want to generate a TMX file? Yeah, keep the default selection here. Just click next. Please provide the settings for the TMX file. Just ignore this part for the time being. Okay. Just click next here. The program has terminated successfully. Okay, so it's done. Click OK to exit. I will click OK here. Now let's find the folder where the application keeps the result or saves the result. It must be in the documents folder. So let's go to the document folder here. Today is the 20th. Here it is, 29 September 2020. This is the time marker, the time stamp or marker 17. Okay, 5 p.m. Right, just click this. So we have the result here, Excel. Okay. Now let me open this result.
Excuse me, Prof. May I ask a question?
Okay.
I have tried the LF aligner for Macintosh and it works well. But I had to spend a week to figure out how to make it work. So I'm just curious. I mean, every time I finish the whole operation, there's always a question. Do you want to create TMX file? I'm wondering what is that TMX file?
Okay, TMX file is translation machine extension. So it is a file that can be read by CAT tools, computer-assisted translation tools like Omega T or Trados or some other CAT tools. These CAT tools, as I said in the first week, they cannot translate. Unlike the machine translation, okay, machine translation can translate text. We post-edit the machine translation output, but computer-assisted translation, computer-aided translation tools cannot do translation. In fact, LF Aligner is one of the tools classified as CAT tools, computer-aided tools. So Todo, you have no more problems with the tool. So
No
what
problem.
was the problem bothering you before? I missed that part.
Apparently, the Windows version of LF Aligner is way better than the Mac version. I mean, the user interface is better with the Mac.
Yeah.
We have to. I mean, me and several of my friends and I, we had to figure out. We watch YouTube tutorials for several times before we finally understood how it actually worked on a Mac. I mean,
In fact, we don't have Guy in Mac. Only in Windows we have Guy. Guy stands for Guy, GUI, Graphical User Interface.
yes.
So see, only in Windows we have that graphical user interface, like the opening graphical interface at the beginning, and that one is only present in the Windows version. So in Mac, I think we we using the LF aligner right from the command tools. Okay, so it's not a problem anymore, right?
No more problem, sir.
Okay, good. Now back to this Excel file. We have three here: source text, GT output, and Microsoft translation output. So if I just try to move this page a little bit. Okay, so next to the right, we have another here. That's information about the source text, the source text file. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to add a row here at the beginning. So to insert a row, insert seed rows. Okay, now we can give the label here. For example, source. Okay, source. And then Google Translate output. Or just GT output. And then Microsoft Translator output. Or just MST output. And here, maybe something to post editing. Right, because that's what we are going to do for the project. So we need to delete this information. We'll do the post editing later, right? Now, by having this Excel, you have a worksheet for the project and for your midterm assignment later. Now, you need to save this as a different file to make it different from the one produced by LF Liner. So click Save As, save it to well, I will save it to my Documents folder. So Save As, choose my Documents folder, and then, okay, it's a good name here. English, Indonesian, Malay. Oh, okay, I know now. The ISO name for Malay is MS. Okay. ISO name for Indonesian is ID. ISO name for English is EN. Okay. It means we have the three files already here in this Excel. So click Save. Right. Maybe you can make it a little bit just to be able to see the content. Okay. And here. Right. So the first line, message from Ms. Audrey Ozulai, Director General of UNESCO, on the occasion of human. Oh, okay. We need to show the whole text. For that, for that, I think we can format the row. Format auto fit row head. Okay, so we can read the whole text here now. This is the translation by Google. This is the translation by Microsoft Word. No different. You look at here, exactly the same. They have similar machine, neural machine translation. Also here, right? Here. Now, starting from the first line, what do you think? Just let me know. What do you think? Just let me know what you think by reading this, the result. Do you accept this, or you want to post edit the output? If you want to post edit this line, which one you are going to post edit? Is it a word? If it is a word, then it means it is a problem of word equivalence, which is, according to Monica Baker, is equivalence at word level. What do you think, class? Let me know. It's not about right or wrong. Are you going to accept this, or are you going to make changes? Oh, maybe I will ask directly. But Hardy, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about the first line? Do you accept that, or are you going to make changes?
Excuse me, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yes, yes. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, okay. The first line, the source text and its translation by Google Translate and Microsoft Translator. What do you think? Do you accept the output, or do you want to make changes?
If you do not mind, perhaps we can make some changes, sir. If you do
Okay.
not mind.
Okay. No, it's not. It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
Yes, yes, because we would like to learn more and more, sir.
Yeah. Okay. What changes you are going to make?
Perhaps by using LF liner, sir.
Sorry?
By using LF liner, sir.
No.
Oh, maybe like this. Hari
This
ini,
one, yeah, this line,
hari.
right? This is the source text,
Yes, sir.
and this is the Google Translate output. This is Microsoft Translator output. Do you think the translation produced by Google Translate and Microsoft Translator for this line, just the first line, is it okay, or you want to make changes here?
Pada kesempatan.
Actually, it's okay, sir. Actually, but we are trying to do some changes, sir. If you do not mind,
Ya,
sir.
kesempatan
Yes,
dihapus.
because we would like to learn more from you, Professor Bahrain.
No. I'm asking you what changes you are going to make here.
How about if we erase the kesempatan, Prof? Pada
Kesempatan here.
ya,
Kesempatan, sir.
Erase
Yeah.
kesempatan.
Pesan dari
little bit
Ibu
awkward,
Audrey
sir.
itu kan, pada hari
A little bit awkward, sir.
hak asasi manusia.
Yes.
Okay.
Asasi keturunan
Ya.
So,
Maybe that
so
Not occasion ya.
this is deleted, right?
Pada acara,
Yes.
pada peringatan,
Pada peringatan.
Pada peringatan, iya, pada peringatan, benar.
Ya.
Pada peringatan.
So here becomes peringatan.
Peringatan.
Okay. Any more changes?
Yes. Professor Bahrain.
Class, any more changes?
For that one, I don't think so. I think it's okay, sir. Peringatan dari Ibu Adia pada peringatan
Alright.
hari. I think that's okay for that one.
All right.
Yes, it's crystal clear right now, sir. Pada peringatan, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Prof, I was thinking of changing the pesan dari Ibu Audrey into berikut adalah surat terbuka dari Ibu Audrey. Because like pesan is the indication of like surat terbuka is something better, something longer where everybody can read. So I was like, I know I'm thinking like it sounds more Indonesian to say berikut adalah surat terbuka dari Ibu yada, and then yes, I agree with the use of pada peringatan instead of kesempatan. It's
Okay.
Iyang, by the way. Thank you, Prof.
So, yeah.
I think if
What changes you are going to make in addition to no more changes?
no more changes,
For the pesan, for the pesan. Yeah. I was thinking of changing.
I think if it is surat terbuka, it should be open letter
remember the source text. Okay,
Equivalent.
the source text, the content of the source text should not be changed.
Change.
So it does say message,
And
so it should not be far
it should
from
be the same.
message.
Have to be equivalent,
okay.
right, sir? The principle of word equivalence, isn't it?
That's
yeah,
right.
usually if it is surat terbuka, I think the term is open letter or open app.
Because it's message, yeah, so it's only pesan.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
No more
think
changes?
So it must be
yeah, I
equivalent,
think
Professor
it's best
Bahrain.
already. Pesan
Yeah,
dari
Pak
Ibu
Hadri?
Audrey.
Yes, it must be equivalent, Professor Bahrain.
Sorry?
Yeah, it must be equivalent to the source text, sir.
Yeah, we are transferring meaning, not transferring form. So we can change the word, but not change the meaning.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor Bahrain.
Right. What about this change here?
Which one, sir?
This is okay. Let me show you. Pesan similar here, pesan. And so also kesempatan here, right? Because both give us similar output. Now here, I would like to change it into kata sambutan. What do you think?
Agree. Yeah, agree, sir.
So
Yes,
this
kata
is
sambutan.
if we say pesan, it's still English.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, you are right, Professor Bahrain. Kata sambutan is looks a little bit, looks better, sir.
Right? For example, we say welcoming speech for kata sambutan, but the meaning of welcome can also be selamat datang, right? But in Indonesian context, it is more natural to have kata sambutan rather than kata selamat datang or pesan selamat datang. If we ucapan selamat datang, sometimes it is also okay, right, for welcoming speech. But usually we can just say kata sambutan, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this is actually what you need to do in both your project and in your midterm assignment later. You can add another column here for a review. For example, here you can just type review. It means the comments you want to make for this post editing. So for example, here, if I can add here the color, then we have well, both of the changes are word at word level, so we can say maybe there are two problems of equivalence at word level, right? For example, pesan and kesempatan.
Kesempatan.
Yeah.
Oh iya.
Right. So
Yes.
here we can highlight this one because it is in an Indonesian word, and then highlight with an italic typeface. So there are two problems of equivalence at word level. Okay. One pesan. So then we need to say perhaps it is more natural in the target language that the word pesan, it is more natural in the target language. It means Indonesian language that we use kata sambutan for pesan. Now, don't forget to add in this context. So in different contexts, it might be something else, right? But in this context, it's more natural to use kata sambutan instead of pesan.
Excuse me, Professor Bahrain.
Yep.
May I say something, sir?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, could I say that it is more natural in the target language that we use kata sambutan instead of pesan?
Well, yes, it's up to
Boleh.
you. It's yeah,
Oh,
it's just a personal style.
yes. Instead of
This is this is the way I'm trying to make comment on this, right?
yes, sir. Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So you don't have to use my style here, but in the review column, you try to explain, to discuss why pesan, kata sambutan, and kesempatan becomes peringatan. Okay, so
Yes,
in
sir.
the same way, we can say that it is more natural. It's more natural. Natural means um, more appropriate, because this is about appropriateness. We don't say
Or perhaps more suitable, sir.
yeah, just in the we sometimes we can use a term, but it's very good. For example, if we have reference, let's say equivalence. But last week I mentioned about equivalence by let me go to the comment. Make this is all tourist laws, testament. I forgot the slide we discussed last week about appropriateness. Maybe let me open another file here. This one. Week 3 and go with 2 equivalence. Maybe by using the name story. Oh, let me try another term like appropriate, appropriate, appropriateness. Find next. Okay, so Newmark, for example, use appropriateness. Okay, if there is a theoretical framework using suitable, you can, of course, cite the reference. So it means when we try to make comment here, we try to support the claim we're making here with reference. Therefore, we need to borrow the reference used. Sorry, the reference discussing the terms we are trying to use. Right, so maybe we can find another here. There is a critical view about equivalence. So we can have here let me try in addition to appropriateness, we can also use natural. Let's find out. Nothing is there in the slide. Clarity. Nothing there. So just exactly like I said earlier.
It is in week 2, sir. I saw it, the PowerPoint
okay.
of week 2. Week 2.
Week 2, sorry. Let me go to the folder.
The textual equivalent, pragmatic equivalent, and grammatical equivalent. I think this is a textual equivalent, right? So,
yeah. What was the term? Appropriate?
Yeah.
Control F, appropriate. Okay. It's nothing appropriate. What did you find there?
No, this is I just saw the title is textual equivalent, so I try to find the same case.
Okay.
Yeah. Substitution.
Yeah, it's not only about textual equivalence. In other words, equivalence between texts, between texts in the source language and in the target language. At word level, we may also find types of equivalence. The reason for choosing equivalence. According last week, I mentioned about that by quoting one of the slides we have here about the critical objection to the Baker's distinction, Baker's use of equivalence, the term of equivalence. All right, now maybe we can find it later on. So go back to this here. I have finished making a review for this case, kata sambutan. So I need to add more review here to refer to peringatan. So occasion. So if we need to explore the meaning of a word in order to make the review, it's fine. Even we are suggested to use, for example, online references or online dictionary. So if we the source text is here, for example, occasion. If we want to know more what meaning that occasion has in various contexts, then we can look up the say the meaning in the online reference like Google or any dictionary we have. So as you can see here, this is the meaning of occasion, an event or happening, a significant event, and so on. Now we also have Merriam-Webster here, occasion, definition of occasion, and so on, state of affairs, occurrence of condition that brings something about. Sometimes we may need Google Translate, for example. This is also one of the online references available for doing research on translation. So let me type occasion here. So we have kesempatan here. Then we have several words, several meanings here. Kesempatan as the closest, the highest frequency, opportunity, chance, occasion, time, facilities, peristiwa, kejadian, alasan, right? So peringatan, in this context, we don't find it, but again, we can have peristiwa pada kejadian. Well, again, this is another way of exploring the equivalence, which can give us more options here. Sometimes we can also use Google. I have DuckDuckGo here by default. Let me type Google here. Okay, so occasion, meaning. So here we have kesempatan, peristiwa. So that's why perhaps Google Translate choose kesempatan, because it gives the Indonesian meaning of kesempatan for the occasion. Of course, in this context, because it is about commemorating an event, then peringatan is much better here. So we can add our review by giving support, citing what's the meaning in Google in online translation, and then support the claim we make here, right? We can develop this review here. Okay. Any questions? Is there anyone in the class still having problem with the LF aligner and using the translation tool in Google Docs and Microsoft Word? I would like to hear. Right? Everyone is okay with with the use of machine translation, Google Translate, and Microsoft Translator plus LFO Liner. If you still have problem, then I'll be happy to help you getting familiar with the use of these three things. Anyone still has problem?
Not really, sir.
Okay.
It didn't really
Right.
work with my Mac, but then just like what Pak Todo said before, I tried on my husband's Windows, and then it works well over there. So I think I'm just gonna steal his laptop later
right.
on. I think that's
Yeah.
it. So far so good, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, the
Yeah.
review, will it be only in a word level, or probably can be in the sentence level or in the grammar or other, sir? For the
Well,
post editing and review, yeah.
it depends on the cases you found.
Okay. Yeah, so it is possible,
Right.
yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I chose a short text here,
Mm-hmm.
which might not give us all levels, but 5 chapters, there could be the whole levels there. Word level, above word level, grammatical level, textual level, pragmatic level. Yeah, I will show you later after the break different levels in this short text. It depends on the case. If the case is a single word, then it's word level. If the case is a phrase, for example, then that will be, I think, grammatical level. Well, let's find Baker here. Okay. Baker is here. We have word level. Oh, sorry. Textual equivalence. Where is the word level here? Well, we'll go back to this level later on after the break, I guess. There must be somewhere here about the level.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's have a break. I'll be back later.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Okay, thank you. Udah yuk. Makan lagi. Wah.
Hi there. I'm back.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Yes, we are in your class, sir, right now.
Oh, okay. You're still at the office?
Yes, Professor Bahrain.
Ah, okay then. Yeah. You can mute your mic when it's not necessary. But if you want to say something, then you can switch on your mic. Okay, I will show you what I have done with the same text, right? But again, it is not a very conclusive study, but rather than an option for making post editing or making review on the two machine translation outputs. Let me open my file and share it with you. Too many files are opened here. I think okay. This is this the one? I'm not sure. This one, I guess. Uh, Here it is. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. We can
yes,
see
sir.
it.
I'm not sure if you can read the text. It's a small, very small, I guess. But I just want to show you all the columns at the same time. So maybe I can try to resize the screen, maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe it's much better. Oh, well, we cannot see the English text. Anyhow, this is the comment I made for just again, this is an optional. Sometimes you can add some references here if necessary. For example, I have found the one I was trying to look at earlier. This one, for example, as you can see here, Turi, 1980. He tried to see equivalence in terms of three factors: source language tags, the presentation, and reader, the target reader. So in terms of the source language tags, the equivalence should be tried to look at the adequacy of the target language equivalence for the source language text. And the second one, from the presentation perspective, whether it is appropriate in the target language, that's appropriacy. And whether it suits the reader's perspective, then it's acceptability. Okay, so you can add definition, you can add citation, right? Okay, now this is from week 2, the concept of equivalence. Okay, now let's go back to the text. Yeah. So remember, kesempatan, acara, peringatan. In my context, I put it into dalam rangka. So kata sambutan here, kata sambutan Ibu Audrey Ozule, Direktur Jenderal UNESCO dalam rangka Hari Hak Asasi Manusia 10 Desember 2019. So it is on the translation of the occasion, the equivalence of the occasion, because she actually does not address a particular kind of audience in a kind of ceremony with regard to the Human Rights Day, but rather she delivered a message, right? Message, maybe posted to the homepage of UNESCO. In fact, I took the message, I took a copy of the message from the UNESCO website. So the address is the message is what it posted there, right? So in my context, I would say it's dalam rangka. Now my review here, I said it's concerned with word level equivalence. Post-editing used a more common equivalence, kata sambutan, for pesan in this context. Dalam rangka is also more appropriate to the context than pada kesempatan. Right. The post-editing strategy here is adaptation. Okay, adaptation. It is a kind of term used by, let's check one of the slides in the first week. So using reference is very important when making a review or making claims about a case. Strategies. So let's open it. Let me try to use control find adaptation. So we have here adaptation. Newmarks. So it's by Newmarks. Newmarks translation method, 1988. So at global level, he used method. And I think at local level, he used strategies. Okay, you can read Newmark 1988. By the way, sometimes you do need a collection of references when preparing reviews or writing term paper assignment, for example. So I would like to share with you an online resources, or perhaps one of the major free online resources where we can find textbooks, articles related to our study very easily, because we can download it free without registering to the site. Many sites require registration before allowing us to download the resources. Now let me show you this is the reference. Please write down this address, https librarygenesis.rs, libgen.rs. Okay, so this is the library Genesis. So in relation to Newman's reference earlier, now let me go back to the slide. For example, you can just copy the name and check the year later. But of course, we must know that there are many people have similar or same name. So just type here, Newmark. This is the default option selection for textbooks. This is the default selection for journal articles. Okay. So click search. So we have 3 lists of links and references, books related to Newmark. Newmark, not this Newmark, not our Newmark, not our Newmark, not our Newmark. This one is our Newmark, Peter Newmark. So about translation, 1991. More paragraphs on translation, 1998. About translation, 1991. Paragraphs on translations, more paragraphs on translation. Conserving, or not that, this is not our Newmark. Peter Newmark again, textbook of translation, 1998. So if you want, if you're interested in this book, for example, you can just click here. Just click here, and you are taken to a page like this, and click get, and then it will download. It depends on how good your connection is. So if you have a good connection, it's just like this, quickly available, and it's downloading the book. Okay. Now, if I click open or open with Adobe, because it's PDF file, then it will be open like this. All right. So if we, let's say, type here, let me add the size. Maybe, okay, I will try to find adaptation. Can we find adaptation here? Okay, we have citation here about adaptation. What about next? Okay, here, this is exactly like what we have here. Remember, SL emphasis, TL emphasis. Here, for example, SL emphasis, TL emphasis. This is in the slide. And then back to Newmark here about adaptation, the methods, word for word translation. Let's try to find the next one. This is the term. Adaptation is the freest form of translation. So this is a kind of strategy, according to Newmark, called adaptation for a freest form of translation. It is used mainly for plays, comedies, and poetry. The themes, characters, plots are usually preserved. The source language culture converted to the target language culture and the text rewritten. The deplorable practice of having a play on poem literally translated and then rewritten by an established dramatist, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is the original definition of adaptation in Newmark, which today has undergone revisions. I mean, every translation researcher might have made his or her own understanding or interpretation about the term. It becomes a little bit different from the originally defined definition given by Newman. This is, you know, what I practically do when I'm preparing my materials, or I'm trying to prepare a paper without moving my well, sorry, I'm almost saying my ass, without moving myself from my seat. You know, in my old time, I must go to the library and spend a few hours in the library to find relevant resources. But today, everything is on our own fingertip, right? Okay. Any question about it? Now,
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, can I have a question, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. In review, how if we are not very sure about the translation itself. I mean, in the concept of target language, when in review section, can we ask an expert to verify or to validate this is more appropriate or this is not appropriate, something like that. Sometimes the target language, I get difficulties, something like that, sir. Can I? Oh,
Okay.
what do you think, sir?
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So for that purpose, we need to provide parallel text like this, you know, and instead of we instead of giving a review, perhaps before making a review, we provide a column here to list. For example, we can list pesan here in the maybe we can name it as cases. Okay. Potential cases identified, right? That's for example a kind of name we can make. Then here we can type pesan. Sorry. Pesan sorry. Should start the source text first. Message pesan. Okay. And we can format the cell to make it aligned to the top. Then we can, of course, kesempatan, sorry.
Kesempatan, opportunity, sir.
Yeah. Opportunity, kesempatan, and peringatan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Occasion, Professor Bahrain.
Yeah. And dalam rangka. Okay. Here we can also add kata sambutan. Right. Oh, then I need to format the cell again to make it in one column. Okay, like this. Okay. Yes, first, maybe you can use what is called rater, professional translator. You can hire or you can ask the some maybe the with odd number. So three raters, professional translators, or three raters, 2 professional translators, one
Translator.
researcher in the Indonesian language.
I see.
Because you are trying to find out whether your judgment, your evaluation is in line or is similar to their judgment, right?
Yes, sir.
So why we need odd number of raters? The reason is it is based on statistical consideration. We need to use to find out, or we need to find out the reliability of this rater's judgment. In statistics, it is called inter-rater reliability score. Okay, inter-raters reliability score or judgment, and so on. So if the score is high, then they tend to be similar. Then the raters tend to have similar judgment. Okay, so sometimes translation researchers do something like that in order to be able to make objective comments or objective evaluation, rather than rely solely on the researcher's judgment himself, right? But for our purpose here, we are not going to apply that kind of thing, because this is just we want to see how we work with this project, right? So after cases identified, then make a review like this, so that the raters know what sort of thing you want to actually to say in your comments or in your review. So here is the comment, and then the comment is supported by additional comment here. The post-editing strategy here is adaptation. I might say it adaptation, but you perhaps will consider it different kind of strategy, right? Or the other researcher might also think that it is not an adaptation. Then, of course, you need to think about it and give something more in order to refute potential criticism like that. Potential, what is it called? Rebuttal. Okay. So here, the post-editing strategy here is adaptation. What is adaptation here? In my opinion, maybe I have already extended. I have already extended the definition originally introduced by Newman, right? Here I said using a recognized equivalent between two situations. This is a matter of cultural equivalence. Okay, so this is the case here. Kata sambutan Ibu Audrey Azoulay, Direktur Jenderal UNESCO dalam rangka Hari Hak Asasi Manusia 10, right? I didn't use dalam peringatan. It is also okay dalam peringatan, right? but it's usually the context, the situation is usually about commemorating an event, right? That's actually peringatan, detik-detik peringatan proklamasi, for example. That's about something happened in the past. Okay, that's my
Thank you, sir.
comment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, any more questions about the source of references? Genesis library, no problem. Okay, if I can continue about a little bit about this Genesis library, if you want to find articles, then you can open a new tab like this, right? So you may type here adaptation in translation, and then click scientific article, click search. Okay, we have here about 4 pages, all articles related to this topic. This is one. Preliminary translation and cultural adaptation of health utilities index questionnaires for application in Argentine. There can be something uh, uh, completely different from our translation. This one, for example, this is about medical article in one of the medical journals. Translation in medical term is something different from our translation definition. Okay, so this is British Journal of Surgery. This is Journal of Cancer. So this is not our, perhaps not, maybe it's still related, it's about translation. But here, so we can skip a few lines based on the name of the journal. Then all of them is about, all of them are about medical study. Also this one. Okay, here too. So we need to find the journal related to our own study. Translation journal, for example. Okay, we have 4 pages, but all of them are perhaps are about medical journals. Let's find out. Okay, this one might be about translation, theater journal. Okay, and then not transplantation. Studies in comics might be translation, reconsidering adaptation as translation. Okay. That's what we can do for, well, to find references relevant to our study. Translation and adaptation in theater and film, the translator. Okay, now let's go back to the where was it? Here. Right. So you might have asked before one of you asked about the cases, whether we can find all types of cases related to all types of equivalence. Well, I said before, it depends on the text, how long the text is. In a short piece of text like this, we only find a few cases, most of which are equivalence at word level. But we have something different here. This is, I think, textual, because it's transposition. Let me read. Giving a comma after the conjunction tetapi. Originally, this is produced by the machine, and this is my post editing. Giving a comma after the conjunction tetapi. Kaum muda was used again to refer giving a comma after the conjunction therapy, tetapi, to make it grammatical. Maybe it's not about grammar, but if we use tetapi at the beginning of a sentence, in Indonesian, we must put a comma, right? That's, I think, to make it to be in line with the writing. I think it's about punctuation. With the punctuation in the Indonesian language, right? So this is still word level, but the next one here, kaum muda was used again to refer to the subject instead of repeating mereka. So here, where is kaum muda? This is I think, yeah, mereka, kaum muda, yeah. Because mereka has already been used before here. So I used the kaum muda instead. Kaum muda was used again to refer to the subject instead of repeating mereka. There was also another kind of transposition in the rest of the sentence. Here, from kurangnya ruang untuk berpartisipasi untuk mengatasi kurang tersedianya ruang untuk partisipasi. That's a post-editing procedure involving a change in the grammar from SL to TL. Here's another one, transposition. If there is transposition, it means it is textual equivalence. Transposition is the change of position of the subject, the word order, and so on. Here, the original machine translation output, mereka menginginkan dunia di mana mereka dapat menulis cerita mereka sendiri, alih-alih menulisnya untuk mereka. And then we have here dia tempat mereka dapat menulis cerita mereka sendiri. Bukan cerita yang dituliskan untuk mereka. That's a post-editing line for alih-alih menulisnya untuk mereka. So this is active and this is passive. That's also a kind of textual equivalent. So feel free to go back and forth between your work and the slides. This is the slides week 1, part 1. So we have equivalence above word level here. Above word level includes collocation and idioms and fixed expression. To find idioms or fixed expression, you might need to use the uncount, right? We'll try to use that kind of tool again, perhaps next week, if time permits. And here, grammatical equivalence is about tenses, singular, plural, gender, word, tense aspect, voice. Okay, so transposition, the one we discussed earlier, can be grammatical equivalence, because this is here voice. It means passive to active or active to passive. Word order also grammatical equivalence. It's not textual anyway. So textual, I think, can be, where is textual? Yeah. So textual is related to word order and communicative function, which is a little bit related to grammatical. Here, in grammatical equivalence, we have also word order here. Okay, so this is an example of grammatical and textual. So this one is more, I think, grammatical, while this one, I think it's this is perhaps also word order. So if it is a word order case, then it is grammatical. If it is about focus, about emphasis, and so on, it's textual. Emphasis, let's find out if we have emphasis here. Let me try to use Control F. Emphasis.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yep.
I want to, I would like to know your opinion about, there's this concept that Indonesian sentences are mostly in passive form, while English, American English or British English, the sentences take form in active form. So suppose if the translator, let's say the Indonesian translator doesn't change the form of the sentence, so the original form is in active voice, and then the translation products is also in active voice. Will that cause problems, sir? I mean, will that be a big problem?
It depends on the samples we have. We cannot just apply it to all similar cases. So when we are trying to evaluate the translation, we need the context, right? So give me the sentences and their translation. So again, we are this time dealing with machine translation. So first, try to input the source language into the machine translation, and then see the result. No, usually machine translation will strictly keep the original word order, the original structure. Okay, mostly in most cases, it's very common that the machine translation are very the machine translations, especially Google Translate and Microsoft Translator, very strict to the source text grammar. Look at this example. See, message, pesan, the Universal Declaration, Deklarasi Universal, rising intolerance, meningkatnya intoleransi. In fact, that it is possible to change the order if actually the language or the target audience is in favor more on different word order or different structure. We are suggesting some possible passive constructions here in the post editing, right? If we look at here, yeah, the adopsi, for example, here, for adopted. Okay, I suggest different word, but this is just word equivalence. Disetujui. So if we say the resolution is adopted, it means in the Indonesian language, they will not. I mean, our Indonesian audience might not be familiar with the use of adopsi. Keputusan diadopsi, disepakati or disetujui, diresmikan, right? Disetujui, disepakati, instead of diadopsi. So you see, both the machines here try to maintain the source structure as much as possible. Okay. And the change of active to passive. Well, again, we need the original source text here. I can't give you my own judgment about when we use the passive equivalence in the target language, right? And we need to think about the suggestion made by Turi here. So are we considering the target language reader? Are we considering the presentation in the target language? It means the word order or the voice. But we need to keep in mind that the word order, voice, passive, active, active, passive, belong to grammatical equivalence. All right. Class, time flies. So I think it's about the time. It's about time we say good night, right? Thank you for your attention. I hope your group can start working with the project. Next week, we are going to look at the description of our midterm test. Okay. Good
Yes,
night,
sir.
everyone.
Thank you very much, Professor Paten.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
May you have
Thank you,
a
Pak.
wonderful good night, sir.